Happy Friday, everyone. It's Sharon coming at you from Beach Therapy Counseling Services. So, before I get into the content of this video, I wanted to say thank you. I really do get approached more and more lately from people at the gym and at the grocery store and at my church now. Just people recognizing me and thanking me for the content of these videos. I'm not out to get famous, but I am out to help as many people as possible. And the amount of subscribers that I currently have does not show that people are actually watching, so I never know. So it's always so nice when people approach me and just say, "Hey, I've been watching. Thank you so much." Some of these people I know, but many of them I don't know. So it makes me feel good to know that at least I'm reaching some people and what I'm saying is of value. So thank you so much to those of you who have done that. And please, at the end of this video, it is nice to see who is actually watching. So subscribe to this station and my channel and share on your social media if you feel like this is of value to those that you love. So today's content is going to be in regards to setting boundaries. And I've kind of hit on this subject before, but today I really want to talk about setting boundaries with new people. So, new friends, new love interests, new acquaintances, new colleagues, whoever it might be, just setting those boundaries with new people. In my own life, I know I have dealt with this issue, and people who know me well know that I deal with this issue of setting these boundaries. But I also know with clients that I see on a weekly basis that they deal with this issue too. So I assume that this is just kind of a universal topic that might help everybody. So recently, I've really just been, how can I actually set boundaries without hurting people's feelings? Because here's the deal, we don't always have time for new people in our lives, right? But we meet new people all the time, and I love meeting new people. There's like nothing more that I love more, honestly, than meeting new people throughout my day. I love it, and because I love people, and those of you that know me know that's true. However, what happens then when those people want big chunks of you? And that's a beautiful thing, and that's a very, I'm humbled by that. But at the same time, we have jobs, we have kids, we have lives to lead, and we don't always have time for new people to take big chunks of us, right? So, how then do we set the boundary of, I do want to be a part of your life, I do want to be a part of your journey, but right now I don't have the time to invest in you that maybe you are expecting or wanting or desiring. And I have a hard time with that because I find that a lot of times in my life, people do expect, want, or desire that from me. And maybe that's because of the way I come off. I'm sure there's something that I am putting out there that says, "Hey, I'm yours, I'm available, what do you need?" Because that's the counselor in me. And I understand that, but I also understand my own limitations and my own time limitations specifically. So I've started to really put up boundaries with people of, "Hey, this is who I am, and these are the many hats that I personally wear." So my biggest suggestion for anybody when you're putting up boundaries with people in new relationships is right out of the gate, make them aware, make people aware of how available you really are to invest in this new friendship, this new relationship, whatever it might be. Because I feel like people respect that a lot more than they respect you dragging them along and then eventually getting mad or something happening saying, "Hey, I can't do that." Because that's what ends up happening, right? Is we end up trying to be the things that this person or people need, and then eventually it's just irritating because we don't actually have the time, and we didn't in the first place, but we've been doing it. So it's really a good idea to set your pretenses right out of the gate. Let them know, "Hey, this has been awesome. I just want you to know, I don't have a ton of time. I have so many other things going on, but I would love to get to know you better." So, in whatever avenue you have available to you, whether that's texting, emailing, a phone conversation every once in a while, whatever that might be, set the boundary right away because people will respect that more than them thinking you have more time available for them than you actually do. So, once we set the boundary, the best thing we can do then is really follow through, because I have also found that I have set boundaries and people still try and push kind of through those boundaries like, "Hey, we've been talking a while now. Let's amp this up and you got to spend more time with me." And I'm not even just talking about um, non-platonic relationships. I'm talking about friendships. People do expect things of you, but I always go back to, hey, I totally appreciate the fact that you want to get together. I totally appreciate the fact that you want more of my time. And I'm actually really honored by that. But I don't have it. I did explain that to you at the beginning. And I'm sorry if this hurts your feelings. So I always go back to that. So instead of feeling obligated, I go back to my original intent. And then if I have more time, I text those people and say, hey, I have time now. Do you want to get together? And if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But then it's not on me anymore. It's on them. So what I'm saying is set your boundaries right out of the gate of any friendship that you are initially initiating, because as adults, especially when we're younger, obviously we make friends with everybody, but as we become adults, we have our set friends, and then people that enter, sometimes they stick, sometimes they don't, but sometimes we just don't have time to invest in a brand new friendship. And it doesn't mean that 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 6 months from now, we won't become best friends with them and spend every hour with them. It just means we are letting them know at this exact time, this is what I have available for this. So I hope that makes sense. And then if people reapproach you, like I just stated before, with, hey, we've been friends a while now, kind of, if they don't say it, it's a feeling, right? Like, hey, can we get together now, kind of a thing. Just go back to your original content, because it's not like you didn't let them know, hey, I just don't have the time, and you knew that. And that's in relationships too, because sometimes in relationships, especially when we're starting something new, if you come out the gate and say, hey, this is the time that I have, this is what I'm willing to invest. If you're willing to do that, then let's go ahead and see what happens. But then eventually they get more attached, or you do too, and they want more. But you can always go back to, hey, I told you right at the beginning, this is who I am, this is what I have to give. And I hope that you can appreciate that, and eventually it can evolve to more, or eventually I will have more time. But it's all about time, really, and there's only so many hours in a day. And so make sure you're spending your time doing exactly what it is your heart wants to be doing. And when we're spending our time trying to cater to all these other people, we're not doing what our heart is telling us to do, because there's no way you can. And make sure that your time is being spent doing that, because you got to follow your heart first and be kind in the process, because there's nothing good or pure that's going to come out of approaching somebody with a mean heart. So you want to make sure that you're being kind and your message is being delivered kindly. So I hope this helps some people, because it has helped me really to set the boundary, truly coming out of the gate. Like, this is what I have time for in this setting. Take it or leave it, but this is who I am. And that's what you guys need to be doing, is saying, hey, I am who I am. I can give what I can give. Take it or leave it. So I hope this helps you, and if it does, please go ahead and, again, subscribe at the end of this video, or you can reach me as your counselor at mybeachstherapy.net, and I'm always willing to give referrals as well if I have them in your area. So I hope you guys are enjoying this awesome Friday and have an amazing weekend.